It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with Coach Marc Farrait. First of all, once again, Marc, nice to meet you. Yeah, good to see you. I know you're working hard with Edgar Berlanga. A lot of people have questions about his development. How would you describe his development right now under your guidance and your watchful eye?
We're back to a lot of basics. It's going to take time, and we're trying to, figure things out, and we've been away from each other for 4 years, but it's not rocket science, you got to go back to the basics, using the jab, getting his feet right, and trying to hide his power, but mostly the lead hand. We're trying to work on the lead hand and set things up, and then we'll take it from there. So we're back to the basics, man.
Just building good habits and building a more complete fighter, type thing.
Couldn't have said it better.
Okay.
Building good habits, trying to get rid of some old habits, bad habits, and we'll see what happens when we go from there. But it's a challenge, right? Because he's been doing certain things for so long, and it's a little bit difficult. But he's progressing nicely,
No.
So these next upcoming fights, he'll start changing little by little. It can't be a drastic change.
Yeah, it's not overnight.
It's not overnight, Figure another 3-4 fights, you'll start seeing a way different Edgar Berlanga.
Okay. We spoke about it earlier in our conversation. He was kind of a victim of his own success because he was knocking everybody out in the first round. So he kind of had to go through the prospect stage in reverse.
Right.
Yeah. How far do you said 4 or 5 fights, but when you feel he's a finished product, what do you think the best Edgar Berlanga is going to look like?
Well, first of all, it'll be his IQ, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that great fighters have intelligence and discipline. So right now, we're working on a lot of discipline in the ring, not overshooting, and all those knockouts, you're supposed to knock those guys out. Those guys were put there for that. But on this level, these guys are going to sit there and take that. So he has to be very creative, and he has to start setting things up. I say 4 or 5 fights, but it could take 2 fights.
Okay.
You will see a good change. But it's going to take some time. I'm not going to say it's easy.
No, it definitely is. It's the hardest sport in the world.
Yes,
But he's been with Najee Lopez, right? One of the brightest young stars in the sport, really good talent.
Yeah.
How's that been working with Edgar and Najee working together?
I think they both benefit from each other. Najee's young and hungry. Edgar's a young veteran and still hungry. So the blend goes together. Edgar pushes Najee a lot. And there's days that Najee pushes Edgar, Najee's a special talent within his own, and their relationship, their friendship has gone a long way. Like, they respect each other, they push each other, and they make good stablemates, And he has other stablemates, he trains with Morrell, Marcus Farrait, and all those guys push Edgar, and Edgar pushes them with his presence. But Edgar gets treated no different, and that's what the other fighters like, He gets treated equal. So he gets screamed at like everybody else does. But the relationship has been beneficial for Najee, especially for Najee, being young. Najee's a very, very, very exciting young fighter, and with him it's going to take time. Just imagine, we're talking about Edgar, who's 21-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how many things he has to work on. Imagine Najee. Najee's only 9-0. So there's a lot of peaks and valleys he's going to go through. But speaking of him right now, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Young kid.
And it's all about iron and sharpening iron, that
right.
whole thing.
And we want to see what kind of metal they are, right?
100%.
I like to say they steel, right? We want to find out they're steel, right? That's the toughest metal. So we got to put them through tough situations and we see what happens.
Okay. I know, in this weight class, everyone wants Canelo, right? So I'm not going to ask you that question, but maybe that level below, like the Jaime Mungias and the Diego Pachecos and them kind of guys. You feel Edgar is ready to fight on that level right now, even though he's still in development?
Listen, like you said, we're not going to talk about Canelo, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know what happens. Like, if Canelo turns around and says, hey, I want to fight Edgar Berlanga in my last fight.
Yeah.
So we'll throw that to the side, right?
Okay.
That's, Edgar's up there with the Benavidez in terms of who Canelo's going to fight, right? So he has that choice. Like he says, everybody wants to pay there. But I believe he's on the level of Mungia.
Okay.
Those type of guys I think Pacheco needs a little bit more seasoning to get to where Edgar. Other people have different opinions, but that's what makes life good. Everybody has something different. But
how about Morrell? Diego Morrell.
Morrell's a very good, interesting fight, right? I think a lot of people stay away from him. If we ever get proposed that fight, I would like that fight. People stay away from him because he's southpaw. You know?
Speedy, powerful.
Speedy, powerful, right? Range, tall. But he's a phenomenal fighter. You know what I mean? But Mungia, yeah, I would love that fight. Right now, that's a good fight for Edgar. You know, let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, for sure. Great Mexico versus Puerto Rico attraction.
Oh, it's gonna be any better. You know, that thing will be sold out. Pay-per-view, the arena. You know, he brings his fans, and
that's 15,000 plus easily.
And the Puerto Ricans come out, man. Los Boricuas sale donde sea. They come out anywhere. You know what I mean? So it'll be a very good TV pay-per-view fight, fan-friendly. It's gonna be action and bombs. You know. Someone's gonna get knocked out in that fight.
No, for sure, for sure. Hopefully happens sooner rather than later. But Mark, I don't want to hold you up too much longer because I know it's been a long night. But any final message you want to give to the boxing world about your stable, Edgar, just all the good stuff you guys got going on at Pro Box?
Yeah, Pro Box is coming up. Gary Jonas has done a great job here. He's the owner, CEO of Pro Box TV, and he's bringing some great prospects in Darrell Valsain, Olympian. Najee Lopez, Marcus Valle, Dominic Valle, Jacob Gomez, and Edgar started with Gary Jones. So I gotta throw Edgar in there. Edgar was one of the first guys that Gary had. So we got a young stable coming up, and hopefully they're healthy and they're able to grow. And then it'll be a fun thing for the fans to get to see these guys. Boxing needs a lot of great young fighters coming up.
Of course.
To bring back the,
it's the lifeblood of the sport, man.
Yeah, man. You know, so we hope that all you young fighters out there keep progressing, doing your thing, because boxing needs you guys.
No, 100%. Well, Coach Mark, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.